Welcome back to some of the best stories from r/TalesFromTechSupport. I hope you had a great day. Thanks for all the likes and comments on the last video. And now let's take a look at the first story. It's called It Was Open. Years ago I worked for a very out-of-date institution hardware-wise. Like they didn't like using VMs and had hard servers for every single one. One day we got a call from one of the buildings. Internet went down, no one knows why. They were just cleaning up the office. We go through the normal steps and then a few other people come into the main office, saying they are down too. We check our ability to see that subnet and hardware there, bridging them to our DC. All is well, so we have to go check it out. After spending 6 hours looking at PCs, a few servers within that building, etc., we asked what exactly they were doing to clean/organize the office. They show us what they did, and about halfway through, they shift a cabinet, and we noticed they took an Ethernet cable and had both ends plugged into the wall. Our head of information security started shaking his head. That loop killed the whole building. When he asked why they plugged both ends into the wall, their reply was, it was open and we were organizing the office. The next story is called Got Revenge for It. During my IT times, there was one guy that was just the absolute worst. He treated everyone like they were beneath him, and he would get all shouty if he didn't get his way. One day he waltzed into the IT department, demanding a cable. A bit rude, but it was par for the course for him. It was the nature of the request that was the issue. I want an RJ11 to USB adapter for my internet. I tried to explain that this wasn't possible. He has a Stingray modem for his ADSL and should continue using that. I don't want to. It's ugly. I want a cable. It can't be that hard. Sorry, it just doesn't work like that. The modem does a lot of processing of the signal. Don't talk rot. I want that cable. This continued. I would try to explain. He would shout me down, getting louder each time. I actually started to get angry, which is really rare for me. I just about managed to keep my composure until he stormed off, shouting, "You are all useless." I never forgot that day. I was right. I knew I was right. And he was shouting at me, ignoring my advice. I was peeved about that for years, as it was a ludicrous situation that didn't need to happen. Entirely unnecessary. About 10 years later, I was an IT contractor in the city and got a call from a guy on the delivery team. "Hey, I noticed that you are connected with this guy on LinkedIn. What's he like?" Casually, I asked, "What's your interest?" I was looking at buying his house, and it is a listed building. "Uh-huh," I said, still casually. He has made about £100,000 worth of changes to it, all of which are unauthorized. This is interesting and all, but why are you actually calling? I'm not going to buy the house, but I'm undecided whether to report him or not. He was quite unpleasant to deal with, and I could do with a second opinion. And quoted a few other tales of his rampant bellendery. Explained that he is the absolute worst and needs to get his comeuppance on it, he said. I found out a while later that not only did the nasty guy spend a fortune on renovations that were unauthorized, he also had to spend just as much to put the house back as it was, owing to our listed building enforcement notice. I'm not so angry anymore. The third story is called Drunken Support. This was in the late 90s. I was a freelancer in a large organization, doing Visual Basic and SQL development. Somehow, and I still don't know how, I got landed with the support rota on a DOS-based PC system. This was in the days of modems here in the UK, but we didn't have remote access. So overnight support was an office visit via a contract taxi. One Friday night, when I wasn't on the rota, some friends and I had quite a big session in the pub. After 5 or 6 pints, I wandered home to sleep it off. 2 in the morning, ring ring, ring ring. Sorry to wake you. The badge has failed, and his coworker didn't answer their phone. I have no recollection what happened next. The next morning, I surface, make a coffee, and then ponder. I did something last night. The penny dropped. A swift cycle across the city to the office, which I still remember, even though it was 25 years ago. And to my relief, the badge had completed successfully. To this day, I still don't recall what went wrong with it. The next story is called School IT. I work as an IT tech for the largest school district in my city. I am in charge of 2 sites. This is the story of my first ever ticket. I had spent a couple weeks shadowing, learning the campuses, learning the ropes, until I was finally fed to the wolves and released to be on my own. My first official day as campus IT, I open my tickets, and my first one reads, "Student threw up all over his laptop. It is in the sink in the back of the classroom." This was a few months ago, and if that isn't the perfect introduction to what working in public schools is like, I don't know what is. The last story is called Wrong Channel. This was about 3 years ago. I was the 24-hour on-call support technician for T2 software support that week. Our company has a 24-hour Tier 1 software support team that directly receives calls from customers and escalates to Tier 2 when it surpasses their knowledge. We also have a good rapport with the Tier 1 guys, so we will sometimes take calls that need a more authoritative hand, such as when a customer is very upset or resistant to advice. We also have a mirroring structure for hardware, with a 24-hour Tier 1 call center with an escalation to technician dispatches. Field techs will usually try to do a phone consult before they are dispatched. Also, there are no managers available after hours, unless there's an absolute extreme emergency for which there's no precedent of action. During the day, this would have been a "let me get our manager" situation, but in this case it was on me to just get them back up however I could. The on-call phone rings for me around 11 PM. "Hey, we have a really heated customer here. She called me a few hours ago, but she was very adamant that she did not want to troubleshoot with me at the time. I asked her to call me back when she was ready, and she just did. But now she's really hot and demanding to be escalated because her site has been down for so long. She's claiming that we did not help her enough. I'm sorry, but do you mind helping here?" "Yeah, that's fine." I gathered more information about the issue and asked, when did she first call in? First call was 6 PM, so they've been down for about 5 hours. "Okay, I'll handle it. Thanks." I give her a call, and she snatches the phone up before the first ring is over. "Yes, hello, this is... Why have you taken so long to fix this? We have been down for 5 hours, and my manager is breathing down my neck. But you guys have done nothing but waste my time and not respond. And we are paying for 24-hour service, and yet you guys don't work after hours. Why are we even paying you?" "Ma'am, I do apologize, but we were told you were not able to troubleshoot with us when you initially called. We were ready to assist but did not hear. I called you 3 times after, and you guys did absolutely nothing. But tell me, it's probably a software issue." I was confused. "Yes, ma'am, it does indeed to appear to be a software issue. That is why we wanted to attempt to address this with troubleshooting. Regardless, I am here to assist you now and would like to. Your tech guys don't know anything. I don't know why we pay for this kind of service when you guys don't know nothing. And it's about time I'm finally talking to someone who is going to do something. I know that the Tier 1 knew exactly what to do and was very knowledgeable. My apologies, ma'am. Let's try troubleshooting now." I attempt to assist her with troubleshooting, and we end up getting stuck in cyclical issues of me asking her to attempt a reset procedure and her getting lost about halfway through. The entire time we are working, she continuously makes really rude remarks about how angry and frustrated she is with our procedures and support. She ends up dropping a line about how the field tech wouldn't even attempt to help her, and I pause. "Ma'am, did you say field tech? When did you talk to our field tech?" I called the hotline back, and they insisted it sounded like a software issue and couldn't help me, so they hung up on me. I called them back twice, and they kept saying they couldn't help, but finally escalated me. And then the stupid field tech said the same thing. 2 hours wasted. In a light bulb moment, I asked, "Ma'am, did you call the hardware hotline?" "Well, yes, I called the other hotline, because the first hotline wouldn't help me and never called me back. I waited for hours and they never called." "Ma'am, they asked you to call back when you were ready." "Well, they should have called me back, so I called the other one, and they wasted my time by asking me to do stuff on the machine that didn't even fix it." A manager apparently comes down at this point to check on her, so she puts me on speakerphone. We are clicks away from resolving the issue, so I try to drop the issue of who called who. But apparently for her, she now has to double down on trying to throw us under the bus. As I begin talking, she starts ranting over me. At first I let it go, but it started to seem intentional. There would be a pause, so I would start providing instructions. As soon as I started speaking, she would cut in over me, talking about how incompetent we all are. For the first time at this job, I start to raise my voice. The customer's complaints were essentially a non-stop stream of consciousness rant that I tried to talk through, with the manager occasionally interjecting. Ma'am, would you please try to do this troubleshooting step I am asking? All I need is for you to click. Now look here, I am done with this nonsense, and I still cannot believe you have allowed us to be down for so long. I just need you to click this final option, and we will be done. No, see, this is ridiculous, because we are paying you guys to support us, and your stupid tech. Then the manager interjected. You said click this, correct? I can. Yes, please click that. And ma'am, the previous technician was very competent, but you did not call. We have been down because your support can't figure out how to. The manager said, okay, thank. We have been supporting you this entire time, but we cannot support you when you do not. Why are we even paying you 24-hour support if you don't support us after hours? Ma'am, it is almost 1 AM in the morning. We are literally supporting you after hours. Right this very second. You know what I mean. I really do not. Now, is your system working or? I can't believe that. Is the system online? How dare you interrupt? The manager finally said, thank you very much. We are good to go now. You've been great. Have a good evening. And with that, the call ended. I later confirmed with Hardware Tier 1 that she had indeed called them, yelling about why her software was still down. They did everything they could to get her to call Software Tier 1, but finally relented to let the tech take over, and confirmed she was using the wrong channels. Thanks for watching the video to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have time, watch another one of my videos. Also, if you want to support me further, check out the channel membership or Patreon. And now I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.